What is great in the state? It is the radio rock star, aka the radio rap star, aka the fade runner, aka your favorite DJ's favorite DJ, aka the voice of choice that makes the ladies noise, aka Mr. Damn. You do that too? Yes, I do. It's G Money. We in the building.
It is I, the best to talk wrestling, the one and only. It's me, DB.
It's DB is in the building. That's right. DB is here. I am here. Right now, we a two-man team tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Like usual. So.
Huh?
Like usual. Yeah. I mean,
something may happen. Something, But this
Mr. Magnificent's not here. We miss you. You better get your butt back to work.
You know what I noticed ever since we started delegating stuff. He's been kind of like, I'm gonna be a little bit late.
Okay. All right. Likely excuse.
Right, exactly. But you know what? Welcome to episode number 104, allegedly, of the Smash the Mat podcast. And like always, I don't know what it's been, but it's like consecutively. There's like news and big things happening. Like it wasn't like this 2 years ago. All we had was just shows with your occasional rumor or whatever. Mm-hmm. But now it's like news is popping up like
it's crazy
every week.
It's been a wild year. Let me tell you.
It has absolutely. So what's been going on with you, Mr. Surf?
Nothing. Just get ready to have a busy weekend of doing some work in Myrtle. With some improv with 910 Comedy, as always. If you haven't followed 910 Comedy on Facebook, we do shows and all kinds of things. And then, our normal radio gig. I got to be in Raleigh on Saturday. So
you got to be in Raleigh?
Yeah. It's a big Farm Aid concert. It's got a bunch of like country and rock artists there. So, yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So I would like to remind everybody that it just went off the latest episode of Ring Wars Carolina Battleground on the Ring Wars Carolina YouTube page, and you can see it right there, youtube.com. Ring Wars Carolina TV. We just aired our second part of our Headlocks for Huntington's disease show, and that's episode number 66. So there's a lot of shows that you can watch. You know what I'm saying? So definitely shout out to the whole Ring Wars Carolina crew. Also, this Saturday, speaking of, the Crazy 8 tournament is going down. I should have brought the flyer in. The Crazy 8 tournament is happening in Lumberton, North Carolina. It's the AIWF Crazy 8 tournament. It's a cruiserweight tournament, but for some reason, non-cruiserweights be all up in. Look, it's like this. Mr. Magnificent was in the tournament last year. And I was like, there's no way. He's a cruise ship. He's not a cruiserweight. So I don't know how that happened.
He must have fudged some things on the paperwork,
But
the initial
he's
paperwork.
on this show because he's on that show because he'll be challenging for the RWC television title. So that'll be happening this Saturday. And also, in case you haven't yet, make sure you download the Pro Wrestling TV app.
Pro Wrestling TV.
You definitely need that because I am on this show, the CYN versus Future Stars of AML show. It's called Initiative. It premiered last Sunday. It's excellent. You may see your boy in action. You know what I'm saying? So you already know what it is. Mm-hmm. So that's what we do. And we do what we does, and we does what we do. Yes. And look, Brian, look, you see it. He got the fresh shape up, boy.
I can only rock hobo chic, but so long,
Yeah.
So I got to get it together. So
this is.
I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to keep it together. Okay,
that's what it's about, yo. And we love it.
As you see with the all-time greatest there is, Bryant Wilkerson. You can comment, and we'll comment with you. We'll conversate because that's what these streams.
That's what we do. About. That's right. Shout out to everybody checking us out on either the YouTube, the Smash the Mat YouTube, or the Twitter page, because now they Twitter done got rid of Periscope. Now you can straight up stream,
just live stream. Twitter. Yeah, I just shared it on Twitter.
Shout out to everybody checking us out on the Smash the Mat Pod Twitter page, and then on Facebook as well. Smash and Matt podcast and inside of the Smash and Matt discussion group where we just go in there, talk wrestling, put up our wrestling threads and all that good stuff. So shout out to everybody that's checking us out. Speaking of, I just now found, I see the stream on Twitter. So let me retweet that.
Yeah, I just shared it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's good stuff.
Excellent. All right, man.
All right. So we ready to dive in. All right. Let's.
Oh, wait a minute. Harry said his mom said he and Mr. Magnificent form a tag team called Team Belly. Look, the belly do be popping. Belly
be popping. I can dig it. You know, that was also, you know, back in the Team Sexy days, Dave and, you know, Ken, that, you know, they had the bellies on lock. Like,
yeah,
that was a whole thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's dive in, shall we? Let's get the news.
Let's get into it.
So here's the big one. They announced what's going down with Survivor Series this year.
Yes.
Already right out the gate. Let's show it and let's try to do our best. It's War Games. So
it's War Games.
It's War Games.
War. Yes.
As Dusty will. It's a war game, baby.
You're right. Yeah, we talk about the War Games at Survivor Series.
Match.
Bro. That's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be legit. So Triple H, you know, his game plan, like, I swear this man's brain is thinking wrestling at all times. He's like, how can I make these shows great like I've always wanted to? And War Games, one of the best matches that there ever will be, is coming back. And we have the official announcement that it is by storyline and it's not by Raw versus SmackDown. So it is all storyline based, and they will have a female and a male War Games match. So the same situation where it's elimination style and everything. Like, it's gonna be great. It's just gonna be great.
I like it.
Because NXT brought back War Games, and honestly, I was a old school War Games fan, and even the NXT ones are up there with some of the best.
I love the NXT
War Games matches. It's just it's such a easy concept to be entertaining and get so many storylines over. Like, oh yeah, perfect example. Yeah, love it.
Super
War Games is the match. Yes. War Games.
Our impressions on it. War Games. That's right.
Going to the War Games match.
The cream always rises to the top of the stage.
Hulk Hogan can get his team together to face off with the man, the master.
Oh, pukesters to the left of me. No pukesters to the right of me. You know what I'm saying?
Fire in his eyes. Lust in his eyes.
Yes.
War Games. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm just excited. So, who do you think? Oh, yeah.
Woo. That's a moment.
That's real. See,
Barry Windham's head gets stuck between the rings. Super classic.
Oh my God, that was classic War Games.
Super.
Yeah, to the top. Oh, this is
right. There will be no hot
dogging in the War Games match.
You Hulk Hogan.
Hogan. Funky like a monkey in the War Games match.
I'm gonna have to make like a thread of just straight Macho Man.
I mean,
interviews.
any promo. See, this is a side note, but my favorite Macho Man promo was actually one of those old school NWO, you know, segments. They're like, and he was just talking about DDP and like Diamond Dallas Page. It's like and it was like him and Elizabeth, and when he started talking about Kimberly, he said Kimberly wants to get with the Macho Man Randy Savage, and that's because she's got class with a capital K. I was like, yeah. I was like, Macho is dropping bars, and Elizabeth was like, That's not gonna happen. And he's like, she would like to, but that's because I'm the Macho Man Randy Savage. Like, he was dropping bombs. I gotta find that one.
Look,
we'll just do the best Macho Man.
Let's just say, well, but we know he dropped bars because he made top 5 best hip hop album of all time.
Okay, if you don't know
that, Hulk.
Be a Man, the Macho Man album is one of the best hip hop albums. It's the best diss albums there is. He invented being the actor rapper. Like, Cena would not exist without the Macho Man paving the way. Neither would Swerve, neither would any of them.
No.
And that's real. Okay. But back to War Games. Who do you think is going to be in this match? So in the first main roster War Games match.
On the men's side, it's like you have to go with the bloodline, right?
Yeah.
Got to be the bloodline.
Yeah.
But against who? Like, they got to throw some people together. And I know people have been seeing, like, it was KO and
Ciampa, and Gargano, Ciampa, and Sami Zayn.
It's not going to make any sense. It's got to be like, it might have to be like Drew and I don't know, Drew, a tag team looking to take out. It could be the Brawling Brutes.
Yeah,
it could be the Brawling Brutes, and then one more.
Yeah, I could see that.
It could be that, or on the other side, it could probably be Judgment Day, and I don't know who. But on the women's side, you already know it's going to be Damage Control, and Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka. Well, they probably have to add like a person on each side, but
I did see some photos like people adding Becky. Like, could Becky be well enough in time? And she would join, Team Good Guy for sure. But then who would be the fourth for Damage Control? Would be the real question. Would you add a new member? Like what would you do?
Yeah. See,
Bloodline versus
this is not bad, but who's gonna turn face?
Yeah.
Because
I could see it.
That's not a bad idea.
I could see it being the Brawling Brutes and Drew, like because of Sheamus and Drew McIntyre's history.
Oh, and in case you're listening and not watching, he said, "I have no actual clue, but please, Bloodline versus Imperium."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But Drew, so I would go ahead and put it down. I would say Drew and the Brawling Brutes versus the Bloodline. All 4 members, including Solo,
and Bryant agrees with you.
Yes. So we will see. It'll come down, and it should be good. Here's another big thing that's going down. There are rumors that for next year's Hall of Fame, the one and only main attraction will be, you guessed it, Papa
Kennedy McMahon.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Good shit.
You wonder why?
Damn, pal. It's such good shit.
That would be a hell of a speech.
It's going to be something. I don't know what he would say, because there's rumors, they've always said Vince doesn't like breaking that kayfabe or making it about him. He was always about the company, even though people would disagree and say he always made it about himself. But, the man's done it for most of his life at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
But would it be enough time has passed with everything that went down for this to be acceptable, do you think?
By April?
Yeah, by April.
Who knows? It really depends on how well things are going for WWE.
Yeah.
Because if people aren't like, yo, bring Vince back, then, maybe it would be long enough. Maybe the year after next would probably be best.
Yeah.
But
I agree. I think it will be too early.
Yeah, I don't want to be negative or anything, but he's already in his mid-70s. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like they might want to strike early just in case, God forbid anything happens.
And then also you probably want to go ahead and get it out the way so we can finally never they probably they really the authority is fully in place now. So which is so funny. I'm like, man, the McMahon Helmsley era won out in the end. Let's remember that. They're in charge for real. So I don't know who's going to induct Vince. Who would you say?
As long as it's not Hogan, I'd be fine with anybody. I don't know. Like I could see Undertaker. That's who does it. Undertaker.
It's got to be Undertaker. It's
gotta be
like
Undertaker.
Legit best friend.
I had another thought in my head, but then when I really thought about it, as I was talking, Undertaker just slapped me in my mental face. No, yeah, it's got to be Undertaker.
I could see it be an Undertaker, or they'll do Austin. Like,
yeah. Okay, Undertaker, Austin. I can live with that. Yeah. I know who it won't be. It won't be Brett. Yeah.
Now that'd be funny.
Brian said Steph and Shane, and
that could happen, and maybe Hunter
if they allow Shane to come back.
I don't know. Shane might not be allowed in the building. Like, we'll see. But in other news, speaking of the McMahon Helmsley era, it seems there's a lot of changes in the office side of things.
Oh yes.
Yes. So there's so I don't know if you listening or if you watching currently have seen the latest update. Just like most companies, they've adjusted all of the like holidays and everything.
Yes, they did. Bam.
So
WWE employees were told by Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and Nick Khan today that Juneteenth, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Eve, and a floating holiday have all been added to their paid holidays schedule for 2023.
So, G, I don't know if you realize this, but the difference between now and the past is not only that Triple H and Stephanie is in charge, but one man has been in this company since this past WrestleMania.
Yeah, right.
And we know that I'm just saying, none of this would have been possible without this one man.
Are you talking about the freedom fighter? Are you talking about the game changer, the line pusher, the man who...
Come on now. Let's talk about the real stuff here.
Are you talking his hair red? Back to black when it was red. You're talking about the infamous, the man who killed racism with his biracial baby.
Yes.
You're talking about Sir Cleophas Cody Shabazz Malachi Rhodes.
Yes.
That's who you're talking about.
Yes. Cody Shabazz, Luther King X.
That's right.
Rhodes.
Cody Luther King.
He stopped racism.
Every now and again, it sneaks his ugly head in somewhere, and then Cody hits racism with the crossroads.
And it's done. It's done.
It's,
he's like, we shall not pass and we shall overcome.
We shall overcome.
Because of him.
I don't know if you know this. Little known fact, Cody Rhodes ghost wrote Lift Every Voice and Sing. He ghost wrote that song.
I believe him.
Matter of fact, he made the beat.
Oh, he did. He did. Cody is an inspiration. Without Cody, we would not have the movie Nope. We wouldn't have the movie Us. We wouldn't have the movie Get Out.
Nope.
He is the real writer of all of Jordan Peele's greatest films. Okay.
Bro,
I'm
telling you, there's more than a royal family fight. Yo,
let me tell you,
there's more than one royal family fighting racism. Adrenaline in the blood.
Fighting racism. My name is Cody Rhodes. I'm telling you, it's all him. But it's great.
I already see where this show is going, man.
Yeah, we're already going downhill.
Yeah.
But it's great. Again, good for the employees, and I hope they thank Cody. He's sitting at home, training to come back, and one tear is rolling down his cheek.
Not the single tear.
That one tear. He's like,
I'm trying to look strong.
And Brady's like, is everything okay, honey? Yes.
Yeah.
I fought racism again. The weird lip thinking it.
Another one for the good guys.
the weird lip bite he always does when he cries.
And Harry Miller came through with another fact, because Cody Rhodes also ghost wrote "Nuck If You Buck."
That's why he beat Seth every time he played that song. He's like, "Let me play the song."
If you buck, boy. Yeah, we knucking and bucking and ready to fight. He's from Georgia. I mean, come on.
Georgia. He's a Georgia boy. You know how they get down.
He's the son of a plumber.
What? Or isn't he the grandson of a plumber?
He's the grandson.
Yes.
Look, he's a grandson of a plumber.
Yeah.
And he's the son of a common man.
Of a common man. There he is.
I'm just a common man.
Oh, man. Love it. All right. Keeping it raw. So speaking of families, there's going to be a big table for three coming up.
Well, I was about to drink some water, and you just brought up the next point. Yeah, you're right.
Man.
Oh, wait, that's real? I thought that was
no. This is legit. This is real.
This is really going to happen.
This is really going to happen.
I have to see this.
Yes, Table for Three is back, and it's going to be Braun Breaker, his uncle, the one and only Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner,
Big Booty Daddy,
and his dad, Rick Dog
Big
Face,
Dad Booty Daddy,
the dog face gremlin himself, Rick Steiner. Like it's ready, so ready for this.
Scott Steiner might be the only other person besides. No, he's the only one living, because Macho passed, Ultimate Warrior passed. Yeah, the other guy with the most ridiculous interviews, but he also cut the greatest promo of all time, Steiner Math, which I based half of my adult life on. Okay, everything I learned in college and high school, I purposely I found a way to clear it out of my head, because it's all about Steiner Math.
Just on a random episode of Impact, like that's the fact. That's the thing that blew my mind with that promo. It was on a random episode of Impact, and he just started spitting these bars, breaking down why Samoa Joe's fat. And he can never beat
Kurt Angle. Knows that he just can't beat
him. And they said the math checks out.
Bro, look, Pythagoras knew.
Yeah,
Pythagoras knew.
Oh,
that Steiner Math checked out.
Oh, so I'm so ready for this, but I'm also ready for the day that Braun Breaker gets his real name. You know, because I feel like that's not going to be like, we got to go ahead and give him the Steiner name. It's time.
Oh yeah, right after the Table for Three, you got to do it.
Yeah, they got to do
Rex Steiner, whatever. Yeah. I don't care what his name is, as long as it's Steiner, something Steiner.
He's got to have the Steiner in there. The big, another thing, congratulations to Mandy Rose and Tino Sabatelli, who are engaged.
I know I didn't get that pick.
Huh?
I know I didn't get that pick.
Yeah, I don't think we got that, but hey, it's an engagement.
Congratulations to them.
Congrats.
And for all the men that love Mandy Rose, I'm sorry. It's a wrap, bro.
Sorry.
You should have shot your shot like
you should have
any other time.
It probably wouldn't have happened, but you should have tried. I mean,
so Code Flex, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
I know how much you love Mandy.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's facts.
Even though you probably weren't gonna
100% of them.
But you were probably gonna miss that shot too. So
bro, even if you're in the bleachers, said just heave it.
Even though guaranteed you were gonna miss.
Even if the basketball is like a 50-foot is a 50-pound cement block. That's the ball that you were given. Shoot it anyway.
Yes. Oh yeah. And that's another one of our black sisters who just got engaged.
I'm out. You know what?
Show Bryant's comment. Yes. Mandisha. Michelle Rose.
Mandisha. Michelle Rose. God, man, look, y'all cutting up.
Oh, but Harry did bring up. Yes.
MJF, that's right. Harry Miller. MJF got engaged as well. But I love the way MJF did it because he said to the ladies, he's like, look, just because there's a goalie on the field doesn't mean you don't try to score.
Like, let me tell you, this man never breaks character. Like, he keeps it
I love
every time. It's so funny. Oh, but the big story.
By far.
Yeah.
He had the best engagement by far.
Hands down. Now the big story is we finally got word from from the former Aleister Black, known as Malakai Black, on the situation of why why the release happened and everything from his side. And I don't know how many of you actually read the dealio, but like
It's a
it,
go ahead.
it's kind of a lot.
It's
So
wordy. It's very wordy.
it's very wordy. And if you know, like Alistair, well, Malachi Black, his first language was Dutch. So he's from the Netherlands.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from the Netherlands.
I
So
was literally just listening to Cornette and Brian last talk about this, and Cornette was like, this can't be his first language. Like, it can't be.
No, because he used a lot of words that didn't really kind of make sense. Now, of course, now the big things on here, like, for one thing, the sentence, with all the turmoil going on in the landscape of professional wrestling, I took the time to think of my words, but also needed to wait until conversations between mine and AEW's camp had to come to a conclusion. So that was already a big thing, that there's a good separation.
Yep. And now they're done now.
And firstly, I dislike reading parts of my private conversations between myself and AEW in regards to my mental well-being on the internet. These conversations were private and not meant to be shared with the public.
So somebody snitching, somebody leaking out that man's information.
Find a way.
There's one in every company, because how do you like these, like, and not to cut you off, but these dirt sheet writers and like these journalists, they always have a source, and the source is somebody in the company, like, feeding people information, whether it be purposely to throw people off or just be like, you know what, I'll tell it. You know what I'm saying? So so I would be upset too if I was Malakai Black.
There was another big point that I did want to address that was on here. I spent for close to talking about all of his setbacks. I indeed asked for my medical career suicide. I spend every week dry needling. Oh yeah, here's the big thing. Now, this being the tip of the iceberg, and with the combination of the promises in my professional field that were not upheld, which resulted as a combination of all these to a complete demoralization of life and career. These decisions had been in my mind for the past 6 months. So
what does that sound like to you? Because I know what it sounds like to me.
Well, I'll let you go first.
To me, it sounds like when he says, promises was not upheld.
Yep.
It sounds to me like he was promised a top spot. He was going to be one of the guys. The way they look at Moxley and Bryan, and this is pre-Punk. This is pre-Bryan.
Yeah, he was like one of the first big jumps.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than Moxley, like that same week he left WWE, he popped up because of his contract lapsing.
Yep.
And then that's
so I'm guessing he was supposed to be, or he thought that he was going to be in the running for the AEW championship, or at least an upper card guy. I mean he started out big. He came out with the, knocked out Cody Rhodes and all that stuff. But after that, first initial feud, it just,
and that's it. And that is it. So I just think the big thing is people want to argue with you till they're blue in the face that no, things aren't being leaked. It's the Bucks started the company, but there was always a clear division in the locker room, especially when CM Punk came around, and honestly before, because it sounds like that there's a certain group of people in that company who leak stuff, who don't like the way that other people are doing things, because they're the type who are just working in this company just to have fun, and they got friends who allow them to do whatever they want. And that's kind of not what's conducive to a proper company, like a proper wrestling company. Like, and that's the problem too, is Tony. If he's selling these people like, hey man, you can do whatever you want here, blah, blah, blah. He whispers secretly, but you're going to be wrestling on Dark.
Right.
I mean,
so, you do whatever you want on YouTube.
On Dark YouTube. Right. So I don't know. It's just like, I think it's a bad situation, like, for any wrestler to be in, and he probably got word. Triple H probably hit him up like, yo, you up? Like sending them text Like, hey, come back. I'm in charge now.
Where you going to be?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian said Swerve was the rat.
He ratted on himself. He sure enough told. He was like,
yeah, he did. He was like, guess who reached out to me?
I like it here. I was happy.
Don't do that.
I won't do that.
Don't do that. We're not gonna do that.
We're not gonna do that. I'm happy to be a part of this company because him and Triple H he didn't like Triple H's style because like just any boss, they have their favorites, they have their people they rely on, and Swerve felt like he wasn't utilized to the way he should have been, and also he didn't want to be part of Hit Row, but that was like, that got him in the main roster. Yeah. So
and Harry said he thinks House of Black didn't have the impact like it was supposed to. I was there when Brody King debuted, and it didn't pop like they thought. And
but whose idea was House of Black? That's
that's another thing. Was he promised a group, or like they was like, you know what? Let's give him a group.
Yeah. What's the story?
Because like the same way, like honestly, what the hell is Buddy Matthews doing? Because like Brody King at least got him a little bit of burn. At least he got some time against Darby Allin. But even still, where are they now? This is one of those things where I'm like, yeah, that's why they call it. And somebody, I think it was Road Dogg, that said on Conan's podcast, they call it long-term storytelling because you only see these guys like once or twice a month. So it's like, what's going on with these guys? Like they've got a lot of interesting people.
Yeah,
but
used correctly or used properly that you can do something with, but where are they? Like they're just twiddling their thumbs. They're doing nothing. Like we got to be better here.
I'm pretty sure these guys probably got like 30 wins off of like Dark and Elevation, but like what's really going on?
It does nothing for them. Well, I'll just hope for the best for them, and hopefully they can finally. I don't know what's going to happen with Malakai, but hopefully he will benefit from landing somewhere, and maybe he'll get his head right. Then he'll potentially come back to the E, which he had a good build with Triple H, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's the first thing he does.
Just wrestling in general, I just like to see it. To me, it doesn't matter where he goes as long as he goes somewhere that he's happy. So
so let's dive into some results of what went down. SmackDown, of course, Logan Paul. Great promo with Paul Heyman, who's back for the first time in a while. Let's see. Logan makes a bet, tells that he bets he can knock him out and be out of the ring before Solo gets to him. They had a whole situation, but he knocked out Sami Zayn. Then they did the press conference the next day, which if you haven't watched the press conference, it's some legit stuff.
I didn't get to see the press conference.
You gotta watch the press conference. Roman just going in. He's on he's on God mode, like they said. God mode. It's real. And he roasting. He said, I might not even beat you with the spear. I'm gonna beat you with maybe Superman punch since you like boxing. He's like, I'll knock you out. So funny. This all like first piggyback from Roman being on the Impulsive, his podcast, and after Roman walked out, he said, I could take him, and that kind of piggyback from there. So it's official at Crown Jewel. It will be the one and only Logan Paul facing the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion himself, Roman Reigns. This is his third wrestling match.
Right. Yeah.
And he's got the world title.
Now, let me jump in here if you don't mind. Last show, my hot take was I was listening to Conan's podcast, Keeping It 100, and I shared Billy Body's sentiment when he said, he was like, hey, Braun Strowman, who was coming back to face Roman at Saudi. So obviously that's not what happened. So, I tuned in to hear what was going to be said. But Billy Body states, that was probably one of the plans. But one thing, from one of his sources or whoever tells him stuff, says that Logan Paul told Triple H that he wanted to be a part of the Saudi deal. He wanted to go over and do a match. Now, I don't exactly know how the Roman match came across, but one of the reasons he wanted to go is because there's a group over in England. I forget what they're called, but one of they have famous YouTubers over there, just like they do here.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the most popular ones, his name is KSI or something. And Logan and KSI are like, I guess they're like business partners.
Yeah, yeah. They've boxed. They originally boxed, and that was like one of his first boxing matches. And he's the same thing. He's a big YouTuber.
Okay, so apparently they have an energy drink out called Prime. And it's doing real well in Walmart. It's doing real well in England, and they're trying to get it to Saudi. So apparently, he wanted to do the show so that he can go over to Saudi Arabia and promote the drink Prime. And then at the same time, he's big business. KSI is big business. So I guess somebody decided, what, let's put him in the championship match.
It's the Prince, like the Prince. Like a lot of people also have to understand with these Saudi shows, they're meant to be like a goodwill type of thing for Saudi Arabia, for more people to be okay with this country, to make basically like a good promotional marketing thing. That's why they only do like big time matches over there. They're like, hey, look, Saudi's great. We're doing things. It's mainly like the Prince practically is the one booking the show of what he wants.
Right.
Who he wants
That's yes, exactly.
So it's like a commercial. So consider this point of WWE like it's on. If you ever wanted there to be a small hiatus for WWE, that's what the Saudi shows are. This is like the side quest. So you might see some title changes, you might see things that they do, but it's really not that big of a deal. Personally, I don't watch the shows just for personal reason, but that's the purpose of this. So now, me personally. If I wonder how the internet would be if Logan Paul did win, like I'd feel like the internet would literally explode in itself. It would be in shambles, man. It would be in shambles. And I kind of want to see it because I love chaos like that. Like
I couldn't even express.
I want to see the world burn.
How upset that I would be if Logan Paul did that. I can't even express.
His third match. Beating Roman Reigns, ending his title reign.
The kind of wreckage that would befall WWE,
man, like
it would be like
the internet.
People would literally be begging Vince to come back.
Yeah,
like we'd rather go back to the way it was than this is what. No.
So I doubt that would happen, but man.
But I feel like they're going to have a good match, though.
I feel like they're going to have a really good.
I think they're going to have a sleeper match, like better than it should be type deal. And if they do have a better than they should type match, then you just got to give it up for Roman Reigns because regardless, yes, Logan Paul is super talented, and he's because wrestling is not easy.
Yeah,
I don't care what anybody says, bro. Wrestling is not easy. You have to be coordinated to a fault. You got to be strong to a fault. You got to be athletic to a fault. You got to it's a little bit of acting. It's a little bit of everything, man. It's you have to be a showman to wrestle, bro. You do. It's just not the same. Look. Harry said Bad Bunny would get the next one. Look, Bad Bunny wasn't bad though. Bad Bunny showed so much respect for the business, man. So much respect for the business.
I want to see an all celebrity match at some point. Like, let's just go ahead and do a celebrity battle royal. Like, throw them all in one match. Let it be just a mess and go.
I think there's only 3 legit good wrestling celebrities, and that's Logan Paul, Bad Bunny, and Stephen Amell.
Yeah. But then again, Pat McAfee also could be.
Yeah, Pat McAfee. So. Yeah, definitely Pat McAfee. Absolutely.
So I don't know. We will see. We will see. We'll keep going with the SmackDown results really quickly. That way we keep it good. Ricochet faced off with Sami Zayn, and he beat him, of course. The Bloodline being a little disappointed. Madcap Moss will face Solo Sakai. Karrion Kross talking trash about Drew and what he did to him. The Maximum Male models, of course, they're modeling the back to school wear, and Braun Strowman
let me tell you, I let out a loud laugh when he came through and knocked them over. Oh, bro, Braun had me rolling because I was like, damn, that shit came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
That was pure comedy.
Pure comedy. I love it. Then, of course, Damage Control, now that they have the women's tag team championships, they can go on both brands. They faced off, Raquel Rodriguez faced off with Bailey, and Bailey won. Shotzi actually ran in for the save, which is great because Shotzi Blackheart is going face again. We saw the cool leather jacket, so that tank is coming back.
Yeah, because they better bring the tank back.
Turning that girl heel was a waste of time.
James Harrison would be a beat. I don't know. Like, I'm sorry, we stepping back for a second. James Harrison. James Harrison does play in heels. Well, I just haven't seen him like in a
they're really wrestling and
TV
stuff.
Show,
I don't know.
We gotta see.
I don't know. We'll
I mean, he's big and strong.
But Heels is a great show, by the way. I can't wait till that one comes back.
Season 2 on the way. Oh, and the now the former AIWF world champion Damian Wayne is in that show. And I think he was teaming up with Wild Bull in the episode, but I can see when it comes out.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. But Heels is a great show. Watch it. Solo Sikoa defended his newly won NXT North American Championships against Madcap Moss. Now, there was a big deal backstage. The Usos were getting ready to come out with him, and he was like, Jay, you kind of screwing up. And y'all got to stay back here. I'm going to do this on my own. And then he stopped, and he went, Sammy, you coming?
Look, Sammy, they love him right now, man.
Man, Sami Zayn, Roman and Solo, they believe in Sami Zayn. Jimmy Uso even believes in Sami Zayn, but Jay, he ain't liking this situation. Solo Sikoa, of course, beat. Yeah, this is getting real. I don't know. But we might just need to cut Jay out of that one. Like,
I know, right?
He'll be like the one brother that died in this movie.
Everybody's looking at Jay like, bro.
Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Four Brothers, one of the brothers dies in the movie. So that'd be Jay. It's been out long enough.
It's been over 10 years.
It's been out forever.
I'm just gonna watch it today.
Yeah. Also, there was a tag team #1 contendership fatal 4-way match. The New Day, Hit Row, Imperium versus the Brawling Brutes, and the Brawling Brutes are now the #1 contenders for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship.
That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Solid SmackDown.
Brian said Sammy is Bobby Mercer.
Yeah. Yep.
Bobby. Yes.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the Raw side. Raw, started off big. The one and only Bobby Lashley, the United States champion, faced off with Seth Rollins.
That's right.
Seth Franklin Rollins. Okay.
Right.
Great match at Star Raw. Crazy. Of course, Riddle ran in, caused a mess up. And sure enough, Bobby Lashley is still a United States champion, but he didn't need it. Now, never have I seen a defense to the stomp more than Lashley using pure strength.
Oh man, just straight neck work.
Neck work. Like Seth tried to go in for the stomp, and Lashley just stops. He's like, nah, we ain't doing this. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. I love it.
Yo, great. Like the way he was just like, you will not tread on me.
Yeah, you see these? They're bigger. They're just about the size of his head. Like, it's ridiculous.
Bruh, facts.
Okay. Damage Control. They do a big whole celebration for their title win and stuff. Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka come out, start some trouble, get into a fight. The same thing they've been doing. They've been doing. So.
Can I take a step back for half a second?
Okay.
I just saw this. Okay. I have to share this. We was talking about Survivor Series War Games.
Yeah.
This is the match that we need for War Games.
Okay.
The Bloodline versus the family of E.
Oh, the Samson family. It's the Samson family.
Oh, yeah. Ezekiel, Elias, Elrod, the dad. I don't know what the mom's name was. Probably Elena.
Yeah,
Something like
Elena
that.
and little LJ.
Yeah. That's
you know what?
Survivor Series right
I
there.
say that's a Survivor Series. That's War Games right there. We need
That's
that
War
match.
Games.
Family versus family.
Yeah, right. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to throw that in there.
War Games.
War Games.
War Games. Okay. Now, moving on to this point, which we can go ahead and talk about. Austin Theory was warming up backstage. Let's show that photo real quick. Now, before we get on to what he was doing, he's actually going to face off with Kevin Owens, who they've been going back and forth. Now, if you notice that little QR code in the back, if it's actually scannable, and then there was also one that was shown in the crowd. There has been like little online videos, people recording during live events and shows of them playing this song called White Rabbit, which is a classic rock song. And this is Kyle Scarborough. He was actually the one that helped the Fiend, make his signature mask. And then when you actually click the QR code, there's a whole bunch of images that pop up with this. There's that "Come with me," and then it's really creepy. The 9/23, which that was the 23rd. Who killed
That's
the world?
Friday.
You did. So something's happening on Friday. Now the song is White Rabbit by the band
Who
Jefferson.
killed the world? God did.
Yeah,
for DJ Khaled. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, the song's called "A White Rabbit" from Jefferson Airplane. And a lot of people, like, there was another case where Bray Wyatt posted a location and it ended up being like Devil's Hole
longitude, latitude, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yes. So
I do remember that.
All signs are pointing to Bray Wyatt. Now, no one's got information. None of the people in WWE got information. Like, I'm pretty sure Triple H has done a good job of weeding out who the rats are, and he's probably put on like a no talk policy. But WWE has done such a good job making the show can't miss, because if you miss the show, you're going to miss something. You're going to miss either a detail in the background, NXT parking lot, like Now, now show this comment from Bryant. Like, this is actually really good. Now, yes, there's speculation that it's either Bray or Karrion Kross. Now, Karrion Kross, he of course was known as the White Rabbit in Lucha Underground when he was on the show, and he used to be around the song. Here's my thought: what if it's both of them? What if Bray and Karrion Kross are teaming up and they are working together? There were rumors before, during the Firefly Funhouse, that each of the puppets were going to become a superstar at one point. That was actually one of the plans, is he was going to start kidnapping people and they would become, like, their character would be based around one of the puppets. Like Buddy Murphy was actually going to be one of them at some point. And what better way to reintroduce Bray than associating him with Karrion Kross and further building up? Like, that's my thought. Like, because people wouldn't predict it. It's like, we're thinking too small. It's like, it doesn't have to be just one guy to represent. This could be multiple. So,
damn, you mean? Okay. So, I'm open to certain theories, and that's not a bad one.
Yeah. So that's my thought. Is you remember he debuted the first time with a crew? It was him, Harper, Rowan, like, and it would have and what if that's the situation? What if all of these people are going to be in one group?
I don't know, man. It's like maybe a tag, but a whole group, I'm not totally sold on.
Yeah. You never know.
Because after that, like, I think we have a lot of stables already. Yeah. And then it's like, what is Bray going after? And what is Braun going after? Mm-hmm. And what is Kross going after? Because they're not going to relegate themselves to do tag team work. I mean, maybe they would, but
Well, Cross has just only been after Drew. He's not been really after the title. I mean, he kind of motioned towards Roman, but his focus has mainly been Drew. So I don't know.
I mean, hey, look, hey, speculation is a beautiful thing.
Speculation is beautiful,
You know?
and that's the great thing about this era. We're talking again. We're talking about this stuff. We're not worried about how bad the show has been or anything. I mean, the show's been pretty solid. Now, it's not perfect, but it's been solid. Like, it's been watchable. Things have been entertaining again. You don't feel stupid for watching.
Right.
All right. So Kevin Owens beat Theory, and then Johnny Gargano got in the ring and was like messing with his briefcase and dropped it on his groin. So, you still got a little bit of bad comedy, but hey, Gargano's on Raw. That's not too bad. Matt Riddle was talking trash about Seth, and then him and Ray hanging out. They had a tag team match with the Brawling Brutes facing off with the Street Profits. They tried to cut a promo, which wasn't really the best. I don't know. I just don't see it with Ridge. I don't see it with Ridge.
Oh no. I'm not sold on Ridge at all.
I think it's going to be like a Mark Henry situation.
Absolutely, Ridge.
It might be.
I'm forever biased because he broke Big E's neck. I'm forever biased.
God,
forever biased.
That what I cannot do just because accidents happen, but I do think he's just a rough wrestler. Maybe he'll be like a Mark Henry situation where he'll go away and then learn how to be good all of a sudden, like later on, but you never know. I don't know. But the Brawling Brutes beat Street Profits, so I mean that happened. And then Judgment Day, which we have a lot of Judgment Day stuff.
Oh, we've got a lot of Judgment Day stuff.
We got a lot of Judgment Day stuff. Well, in the midst of that, Rey Mysterio just talking about what went down.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, this is good. This is perfect explanation. Chad Gable gave some crap. He's gonna face him and what's his face are gonna face off with Gargano and Owens, but now Dominic calls her mommy instead of Poppy.
Yeah,
so he changed it up. She's like, whatever you want to call me, Dom.
It's like mommy it is.
Mommy it is. Like, I don't know. I love this. I just love this whole thing. It's this group has went through a lot of changes and stuff, but they're making it happen. They are making it happen. Then there was a tag match. Finn Balor and Damian Priest faced off with Matt Riddle and Rey Mysterio, and the Judgment Day wins. They've won consistently.
They need to. They don't need to be losing. Like honestly, if they would have been losing like all this time, like this whole storyline would have been a waste.
Yeah,
they need these wins. Like,
yes,
honestly, I think they've lost like one match, maybe two. They don't need to lose. They need to keep winning. They need to keep building that heat, because if they're supposed to be anything bigger than where they are, because right now you could probably look at them as like mid-card heels.
Yeah, they're the mid-card.
You know what I'm saying? And like they could be a big deal, but they got to keep winning matches, and they got to keep doing it not clean.
Yeah. And that's been the good thing about the stables on the flip side, is that you can build all these stars together in one kind of fell swoop and give them each focus and change up matches. Rhea's not really wrestled, but she's been on the mic. She's been doing character work.
To me, she's been like, and I like her wrestling. Don't get it twisted.
I do.
I love her role right now.
Yeah.
Like she's not wrestling. She hasn't been in a match in months. And she just seems like as soon as she comes back to wrestling, she's taking everybody out.
And then Finn has been
like
winning.
China to me in some ways.
Very much. Like, if anybody's the new school China, it's Rhea. And God, Finn has needed this for so long. He's been winning consistently. Like, it's been downright amazing. Oh, did you disappear? You disappeared real quick, but it's okay. But it's just been great seeing these people as a group. Also, Miss TV happened, and the special guest was Dexter Loomis.
Man, see, I was Monday night. I had a cold. I was sick, so I fell asleep at the beginning of Raw because I was knocked out. I didn't wake up till the next day, and I didn't catch up, so I did not see that. So that I'm interested to see how that went.
That was good. Miz was basically trying to get him to come out, and then all of a sudden, Dexter pops out like the classic Undertaker slot where he comes in from the middle of the ring and tries to pull Miz in.
Oh man.
So yeah, great segment. Miz has still not revealed what happened to him and why Dexter Lumis is after. He says he doesn't know, but yes, and also Finn was talking to AJ trying to get him to join and embrace, and the offer still stands, and AJ was like, nah.
That's a leader right there.
But it's AJ Styles we're talking.
I know, exactly.
Could he join the Judgment Day? Who knows? All right, main event. Alexa Bliss with Bianca Belair and Asuka faced off with Bayley in Damage Control, and Bayley won. And Damage Control stood tall.
Oh yeah.
Now, a lot of stuff happened on NXT, actually, which this was the follow-up. The big thing was the opening, which we've seen him over the last few weeks making choices and decisions. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, who we know is the vice president of talent development, basically. So he's pretty much in Triple H's old role at NXT now, where he runs it. He's really the one making the matches and stuff. Well, Solo Sikoa was called in along with Mello, the one and only,
there it is.
About the situation. So Solo Sikoa was stripped of the NXT North American Championship. Now, a lot of people misunderstood what went down, but this is the deal. Because Solo Sikoa is officially on the SmackDown roster, plus the fact that with the match, they had a voting situation where Wesley was actually the competitor that was supposed to be in the match. But Mello and Trick beat him up and took him out, and Solo Sikoa just took the slot. He was not eligible to be voted on at all, so he technically he wasn't technically sanctioned to be in the match because he wasn't one of the choices to be voted to be in the match. So that was why they stripped him. So technically, it was an unsanctioned win. So, but it was a good way for Solo to be done on NXT, so he'll be fully on the main roster going forward. But at Halloween Havoc,
interesting.
Because of what Carmelo did, he was not eligible to get the belt back. So at Halloween Havoc Takeover, there will be a ladder match to decide the new NXT North American champion. Yeah, like a 4-way. So they were doing different matches to decide who would be in. It's gonna hit. That's how the belt was won the first time, and that's how.
Look, and I was there in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. All right. Nathan Frazier and Axiom, the Math Power Ranger, are continuing in the second match of their best of 3.
What?
The Math Power Ranger.
The Math Power Ranger?
It's basically mathematics is his whole thing, like where he figures out, it's weird. Now we know that Axiom is actually under the mask. He's a kid. But they just gave him this new character. So I don't know, but they're doing like a best of 3 series, kind of like NXT UK used to do all the time. And right now Nathan Frazier won, so they're 1-1 in their matches. One of the best women's tag team, honestly, the best women's tag team in all of wrestling right now. Toxic Attraction, Daisy Jane and Gigi Dolan defeated Ivy Nile and Tatum Paxley. Now, this is actually Ivy Nile's first pinfall loss in NXT. Now, she, of course, is the little short built chick in Diamond Mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now the schism talked. That's of course the Grizzled Young Vets with new names and Joe Gacy.
This Gigi Dolan?
Yeah, that Gigi Dolan.
Interesting.
Anyway.
Now, for those listening, they're not going to know why I did that, and I'm not about to read that tweet.
We're not.
We're just going to.
You just have to. If you haven't watched their streams, you should.
Go to YouTube.
Now they showed this weird chick in a hoodie on NXT. I don't know if you put that picture in there. Yeah, during the schism. Yeah, during the schism speech, but she was like looking. So ain't no telling. My theory. I have a big theory. Do you know who I think this is?
Who do you think that is?
I think this is Ava Raine, who is The Rock's daughter, Simone.
Oh,
that's who I think this is. I have no
like this is pure speculation.
This is pure speculation.
This is no
There's
dirt sheet.
No dirt sheet, nothing. When I saw the person standing, I kind of based it on just, I don't know, the posture and everything. And I think this is Ava Raine, The Rock's daughter. And the character that she did in her one promo was she's the last girl, or like the basically the final girl, or the person who like survives like a serial killer or something.
Right, yeah. So, final girl.
So that's who I think this is. So that would be a good way to introduce her, with Joe Gacy, who's been one of the consistent superstars in 2.0. Now just NXT. So I don't know. That's who I think this is.
Interesting.
Now the Dyad, who are of course the former grizzled young vets, they defeated Idris Inofe and Malik Blade, two black brothers. Cora Jade defeated Wendy Chu and then got beat up. And then this was a big one. Andre Chase and Bodie Wayward. Of course, Andre Chase, a friend of ours,
Harlem
Bravado, defeated Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, which that was a big one.
Trick Williams.
Yeah.
About it.
He's about it. Von Wagner and Sanga had a big tall guy fight. Now Sanga has been this. He's like he was originally Grayson Waller's bodyguard. He's a big Indian dude, but he's been like motivational. So I think that's such a great gimmick to have a giant that's like motivational to people. I feel like you could do something with that. So
like Shanky with the dancing.
Kind of like Shanky, except no, he's just being motivational. Like he's giving advice to tag teams and stuff. Like I feel like that's a good character.
Remember, always be big.
Yeah. Now this one's a big new superstar. He's the guy with the dreads and the glasses.
Okay, because I know who that was either.
He was actually a guy for NXT UK, and now he's going by Oro Mensah. He is from singer. Yeah, he is exactly. He's from Ghana, so he's he was inspired by Kofi Kingston.
Hey,
and this was his NXT regular debut, facing off with Grayson Waller to be a part of the qualifying match for the North American Championship ladder match. But Grayson Waller almost won until the one and only Apollo Crews came in and interrupted the match.
Apollo!
Now, if you notice, Apollo's eye has been bleeding since he faced off with Grayson Waller, and so he popped out of nowhere, caused Grayson to lose, continuing their feud.
That's red Kool-Aid. That's all that is.
Yeah, that must be something. Oh, Wesley is going to face off with Tony D'Angelo, the Don, next week. What's another thing that happened? Nikita Lyons and what's her face, Zoe Stark. They look like they're going to be the next women's tag team feud with the champions, Kaden and what's her face, and Casey or Katana Chance. Yam Bigelow, right?
Yam Bigelow.
Yeah. Now the big thing, there was another big return because at the end of the night, Tyler Bate faced off with JD McDonough for the #1 contendership for the NXT Championship. And JD McDonough won. But at the end of the night, the boy returned.
Ilya Dragunov,
the former NXT UK champion. He had to relinquish the title because of injury, but he is back, baby. Let me tell you, Ilya, he's the one that sold me on NXT UK. Him and Cesaro had a match at one of their first pay-per-views. That's when I was like, okay, who's this guy? This guy is gonna be something.
They did have a banger.
That was the first match that sold me. And I had watched the tournament and everything, and I think that was like one of their first pay-per-views for UK. And I think that was the same one where
I think that's the one where they where he was it the one that Walter won the belt?
I think that's the one he won the belt.
Or was that the one that Pete Dunne took the belt off Tyler Bate?
It might have been that one. It also might have been the one where Walter debuted.
No, it wasn't, because if I remember correctly, that NXT takeover was when we saw Tommy end for the last time before he became Aleister Black.
Yeah. They might have been.
So no, but I think that NXT UK one that you're talking about with Ilya and that one was, I think that was the next one.
Yeah, let's look at it
because I think because didn't Finn Balor go to one of those too?
And he did well. Him and Tommy, they also did that initially, so I think that might have just been really early, but not on this event. I'm pretty sure they were already NXT UK when they had that match. That was at Takeover Cardiff. Yes, yeah, it was at Takeover Cardiff, and let's look at that one.
Yeah, I want to check that out.
Yeah, because honestly, if you get a chance to go back and watch old like NXT UK, hopefully before they take it off, you should. Like, they had some pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This was actually this was Walter versus Tyler Bate for the Walter was already champion.
Yeah.
And this was when Kaylee Ray defeated Tony Storm. Joe Kofi defeated Dave Mastiff. Oh, yeah. And I love this one because this was Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster when they won the tag belts. Yes, Cesaro versus Ilya Dragunov. Like, again, that sold me. I was like, this kid is the future. And he is only 28. Now, it's weird. It's weird because, it's like Braun Breaker seems like he's tall, but he's not. Like,
I know. I was just thinking that because I was like, damn, that dude's almost the same size as
Ilya and JD. JD's big old black.
Braun Breaker was like 6'4".
Yeah, he's not.
He's like 6'1".
But then again, then there was that picture of him and Cora Jade, and him and Cora Jade are almost the same height. I'm like, what? That was weird. All right, so now that we got all that out of the way, let's move on. And really quick, let's talk about our lovely sponsor.
Oh, man. Speaking of, now, look, you're talking about, now, as we speak about our sponsor, DB has just joined as well. He told me he had his first workout. That chest day was a beast.
Chest day was brutal.
Yes, it did. But look,
let me tell you, it was easy. It was easy to use, though. Like, they have the videos, they have it broken down by the sets and everything. And I'm not necessarily the traditional workout guy. I mean, I did football in high school where we did the weightlifting class and stuff. And I was told, I've not been traditional, but it is so easy to go on the app, breaks down by the exercise, how many sets, everything you need to do. You follow, you check off, you put notes on different things. If you don't finish, it's easy to use. And honestly, I'm excited to continue on in the gym.
So you see it. Go to www.freec3.com and use code STM for 20% for life. Okay, and there you can get yourself, you get a personalized workout plan, and they can hook you up with a meal plan. All right, and let's say you're vegan, they can take care of that. If you don't eat this or you don't eat that, they can adjust it to any of your dietary issues or needs or anything like that. So I would strongly suggest, because look, summer's over, so it's time to, like, if you was working trying to get a summer body during summer, well, your time is up. You know what I'm saying? Well, you want to work on your summer body for next year, or maybe you want a summer body in the wintertime, you know what I'm saying, or the fall. Hit up www.freec3.com. That's FREEE, 3 E's. FREEEC3.com. Use the code STM. That's Smash the Mat for 20% off for life. And then you can control your nutrition by smashing the diet.
Yeah, it's a control your nutrition by smashing the diet.
That's right.
And it's easy. It's so easy to sign up and get involved, and they're communicative, and I love it.
Yeah.
Love it so far. So do it. Do it to it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Straight like that.
All right, AEW. Let's talk about
it. AEW.
Now, Wade Keller, Pro Wrestling Torch VIP.com, discussed what went down, and he says, I think it's noteworthy but not surprising that he has excluded CM Punk's name as he talked about some of the biggest names who held the title. And when the commentator was talking about ROH. He said, "I'm not expecting CM Punk to wrestle at AEW again. I'm not saying it's 100% sure thing, but everything is pointing in a direction of some sort of buyout of his contract."
Now, understand, as DB read what Wade Keller is suggesting. This is Wade Keller's opinion. I've seen people like they're taking the article and they're sharing it and they're saying, "Yo, this is what it is." Like, this is not what it is. This is one man's opinion. It's a very interesting opinion, extremely interesting. He could be right, he could be wrong, but this is not official. This is just one man's opinion, and that's why Trini is also trying to explain to you guys.
Yeah, why she always?
She's trying to explain to you guys that this is one man's opinion. That's why she kept scratching my leg up, because she wants you to know that it's not law. It's just a rumor.
I'm just loving her emo hair there, like the hair in the face and everything.
That, yeah. But yes. but also another thing I wanted to say was, starting with last week, when they have more stars, more recognizable people on these shows, they tend to do a lot better. Last week's show was really good. When they started out with Moxley and Guevara, and then they had Jericho and Bryan Danielson. This time they started out with Jericho and Claudio, and they ended with Bryan and Moxley. Like,
big thing.
That's a good way. You start the shows with stars. You do whatever in the middle.
That's how you focus on. That's how you do it. You're supposed to build up. Like, you start big and big. Like, just like GM mode on WWE 2K22.
Just like GM mode.
That it's real. Well, speaking of which, let's dive right in real quick so we can finish out strong. Chris Jericho defeated the one and only Claudio Castagnoli for the ROH World Championship.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, this match caught me off guard because, like, one, why are they wrestling? Like, they didn't have anything to do. I mean, if you look at technically Blackpool Combat Club,
Jericho challenged him on Rampage this past Friday. Yeah. So,
and me, I don't like I'm at the club. By the time Rampage comes on, I'm already playing music, so it's not like I can watch it. Yeah. So that is interesting. Also, the first thing that I thought when he won that belt, and probably the first thing that everybody thought, is that they must be getting a TV deal,
or they need to get the. I think that this is going to ensure for the TV deal. Like, this is going to put it, like, solidify it. That's my thought.
I didn't know that this was Claudio's 6th title defense. He had defended it 5 other times. When the hell did he defend it on Rampage? So I had no idea.
Yeah.
I was like, because I was sitting there like, damn, this is his first defense. He lost the belt already. Come to find out, he been wrestling on Rampage. Yeah. I had no idea.
The place where him and Jade live. So,
yeah.
And then this is also like one of the first times the World Tag Team Championships has been defended since. Well, then again, it's been consistent since All Out that Swerve and Our Glory's been defending. Well, the second time they've lost it against the one and only The Acclaim.
Man, look, first, this was probably when I say hottest, I mean crowd reaction.
They've been the most popular tag team.
Outside of like Jericho's entrance, like, this was probably the loudest pop of the night.
Yeah.
And I just finished watching this match. Like, and there was a lot of things about this match, saying it wasn't overdone. It didn't do too much. Like, I actually like the way Keith Lee wrestles in AEW, because he doesn't like do a lot of the super agile stuff. He shows his strength, and then he does a little something extra.
But I feel like this is also what he's grown into. Like, maybe he finally has taken all that advice that he heard over the years of the way to change up that style, or maybe this is just in response of after, being sick. Now, I saw something that was funny. Someone said he was telling everyone to suck it at first, and now he is waiting he's waiting for consent to scissor. Like, I was like, oh, people are fools.
Oh my God.
The Acclaimed,
scissor me, daddy.
Now, The Acclaimed is probably one of the true homegrown AEW stars, because they started on Dark. They were randomly thrown together as a team on Dark, and they got They got so popular, they became the tag team with the most wins in AEW history, and the most popular tag team that they've ever had. And now they are champion. Oh, and also Anthony Bowens is the first openly gay AEW champion. I'm telling you, mark my words. I'm going to go ahead and give you my early hot take. Or did I already say it previously? I don't know. Whatever. It's still my hot take.
And then I'll tell you if you said it already.
Anthony Bowens will be AEW's first gay world champion. He will be openly the first gay open world champion. That's what I say.
I don't think you said that last.
I don't think I said that, but it's going to be my hot take later when we get to that point.
That match was good. I'm waiting to see if something's going to happen with Swerve and Keith Lee, because they just seem like they're not on the right track. One thing I liked about this show overall, though, and we'll get back to Swerve, is like the presence of hip hop was all over this show. Yeah. I really appreciated this show. You know, you had the Swerve and Our Glory came out with FABOLOUS. You know what I'm saying? And Max Caster still came out rapping.
But they also, DJ Who Kid came out with them.
DJ Who Kid, yes. One of the greatest mixtape DJs of all time. You know what I'm saying? I had his picture in here somewhere. But yes, DJ Who Kid was there. There it goes right there. Yeah, man. So then, you know, later on, well, we'll get to what happened later on. But this match was super big, man. I didn't expect, you know, and I'm happy about this, but at the same time, it's like these tag team titles are getting passed around like hot potatoes, bro. Like, like they just went. They Young Bucks lost it to Swerve and Our Glory. Swerve and Our Glory. They did. What was this last third title defense and they lost?
Well, first it was Jungle Boy and what's his face and Luchasaurus. They lost it to Young Bucks. Young Bucks then lost it to.
Who did they beat? Who did Jungle Express beat?
They had it for a bit too. I want to say they beat
team.
I want to say they beat Lucha Bros.
They probably did beat the it probably was the Lucha Bros.
Lucha Bros deserved it when they finally won it, when they beat the Young Bucks. They deserved that title. Yeah. Yep.
His private party. Is somebody hurt?
No, they're still there. They're just on dark. Yeah. Lucha Brothers, they beat Jurassic Express.
Private party, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, I am extremely happy for the Acclaimed.
Yeah.
I like everybody loves the Acclaimed. I really like the Acclaimed.
It's real.
I'm higher on Max. I'm higher on Anthony than I am on Max.
Yes.
You know, but still,
I mean, Max can work.
Cool. To me, Anthony is the reason why I like the team.
I agree. Like, his energy and everything, and when he cuts the promo, is believable. Like I tell you, he's got it. Like,
he's got the rest. One thing, him and what's his name, Matt Menard.
Menard, yeah.
The one thing I like about both of them are the faces that they make. Like, because Matt Menard, he's always got that, like,
yeah.
And Anthony Bowens has always got that big wide eye. He yells too, but
right.
It's
so real. It's so real.
Yeah.
It's so real. Let's see. We'll keep it rolling on the show. So Tony Schiavone was interviewing Wheeler Yuta. And MJF interrupted him to a big pop. Questionable queens. The devil has arrived.
Yo, he's literally trashing these guys, and they're like, yes, we do suck. Yes, yes, we love it.
They called them his devil worshippers,
little devil worshippers, and they're like, yeah, we are. And I'm like, bro,
let me tell you, he beat up. He beat up Wheeler Yuta verbally, and then really beat him up, and then he beat up Tony Schiavone. Like, it was a mess. Morrissey appeared to help him defeat Wheeler, so that might be the mini feud that he's got going on.
Did we talk about that promo they cut last week?
Oh, the Firm?
Yes,
I think we talked a little bit about it, but
well, that's the only people that talked a little bit about it, because that promo was long as all hell.
It was way too long.
Man,
where they just ran down their whole everything, and
they kind of like the Breakfast Club, just like a bunch of people that just wouldn't like hang out with each other.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just the Gun Club, just because they happen to be related.
Yeah,
none of them look like they had anything in common.
It is random. It was a good explanation, but it was random as hell. So
yeah. You know what I would have liked?
But
I would have liked if they'd have like saved some of it for other, like save some explanations for like backstage segments and this and that. Don't
reveal it with them attacking the people that they're going after and stuff, not saying it flat out.
No, I mean, but he said in their promo, because they was like, oh, Lee Moriarty wants to. No, he was like, Ethan Page wants to challenge for the All Atlantic title, and Lee Moriarty wants this, and W. Morrissey wants that. You know what I'm saying? Like they could have saved that.
Yeah, easily. Just kind of quick.
Was the 4-way next, wasn't it?
No, it was the Orange Cassidy versus Pac.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Pac's beat him again. It was actually a solid match. It was better than others. Then the next is the interim women's title, which should just be the normal women's title. Toni Storm defeated Athena, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Serena Deeb. At the end of the match, they continued on with this whole thing with Jamie Hayter.
Before you do that, didn't they just have a 4-way?
Yeah.
Didn't they just have a 4-way?
Yeah.
Except
Sheeta and Hayter would end that match instead of Athena.
Okay, got you.
So at the end of the match, Baker was attacking Storm, and Hayter came in, helped her attack, and then we heard some new music from an unfamiliar person.
Unfamiliar. And then we saw Saraya. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't watch this live.
Yeah.
So when I seen the picture, like I'm looking at this picture now and I'm like, who the hell is that? Like I had no idea who this was.
Paige here.
Somebody had posted in the group and I was like, who? And I was like, no, I'm just joking. But I was like, no, who the fuck is that for real?
Yes,
but,
of course.
I literally just watched it before we started the show. And I was like, oh, it's Paige.
Yeah, it's Paige. Paige is in. Oh, now Saraya, of course, is her real name. She is now in All Elite.
That was, to me,
it was big.
That's super random.
It was random and it was big. And good Lord, like the arena lost it. Like that was probably the third biggest pop, if not, one of the biggest.
When's the last time we seen her wrestle?
It's been a while since she's gotten her injury. Now,
2011.
Yeah, so she got injured. A lot of people blame Sasha Banks. It was
a
live event,
like it was yesterday too.
Yeah. So now no one knows what's the deal. A lot of people said that she might be on like Edge and Bryan, where she's worked at it for years and years to try to get back healthy enough to wrestle. So, and
I had just saw a tweet right before we started.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you saw. Well, I saw two, but the first one was, if WWE doesn't clear you, just go to AEW and they'll clear you. And then the second one was AEW stands for All Ex WWE.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. Now there was some rumors that
we don't know.
We don't know. There was rumors that Triple H was trying to get her back, but she had already signed with AEW. So I'm thinking this deal had already been in place a while ago.
Yeah.
And like before, like right when her contract expired, she might have been talking with them. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see what goes down. But the main event
has did you notice that this show had like 90% ex WWE people, and like the other 10% were a couple originals, technically not even originals. But this was like to me, this was one of their best shows. This is one of their best shows.
What does that tell you?
The rating wasn't as high as it was last week.
Yeah,
but still.
I'm looking at the results for Rampage and Dark Elevation. Now they're pre-taped, and so we're not going to talk about it here. But I will say
I didn't even read them.
Well, most of the homegrown stars are on Rampage. So I don't know.
Okay.
Take that for what you will.
Yeah, got you.
Now the main event, of course, was for the AEW World Title.
Yes.
Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley, and the winner and new AEW World Champion, and now the first ever, not just the first ever 2-time champion, but now the first ever 3-time AEW World Champion, the one and only.
Moxley. What the hell is that picture at? It's all right. I'm gonna find it.
It's okay.
So the match was a really good match.
Yeah.
But here's the question I have for you. Did the right man win this match?
No. Not at all. No.
But
I knew he was going to win, though. The right man didn't win the match, but I knew he was going to win. When he cut that promo after MJF, like the day after the next Dynamite after that won him the title. Honestly, that was one of the best promos that you could cut, especially in response after the whole CM Punk situation. So I knew instantly he was going to win the world title. And the fact that they say he skipped out on vacation he wasn't going to skip out on vacation not to win the belt.
Bro, to me, it was a foregone conclusion.
It was
going to win. But I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want the title like 3 times in like the last 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm. And technically 3.5 times if you want to count the interim stuff.
Like, dog, and this is he won it the second time just to be a transitional champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this time, we don't know what's going on with CM Punk, and because even if he's not released, he's still injured for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it wouldn't be smart to like book him like he's about to lose. But I mean, good God, talk about shotgun booking. I mean, I understand the situation you're in, but damn, yo, Bryan Danielson, possibly the best wrestler you have on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, and I'm not taking nothing away from Moxley because sometimes I watch Moxley and I'm like, man, what? And then other times I'm like, yo,
legit, right?
You know what I'm saying?
So back and forth.
Gotta give him, yeah, he's so up and down with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Harry, you missed.
Yeah, we talked about that first.
That.
Yeah, we talked about that first.
We talked about Jericho beating Claudio. But it's like, I don't know, man. Like this whole Moxley situation is like,
yeah. Hey, here's my thing. Still, Bryan should have beat. He should have beat Hangman when he was hot.
Oh, absolutely.
He should have beat him when he was hot, hands down.
Hey, look, think about this.
We would have never been in this situation, just so you know.
If Bryan beats Hangman, Hangman never has to address Punk. You get Danielson and Punk. You know what I'm saying? You
would have hit your first $1 million gate. You would have hit that. You would have exploded that.
And you could have made that a trilogy.
And that would have been the match of the year candidate, hands down. I can already tell you. And Bryan would have known how to protect him.
Even if it wasn't like match of the year in ring, that just the name.
Respectable.
Bryan Danielson versus CM Punk.
In the main
event.
You
even see the match, before you even see the match, you know that this is probably a match of the year candidate. Even if it doesn't equal out to that in the ring, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Like, because the most people, how do you like? It's like, I understand y'all want to do long-term storytelling, but like, do you want the most people watching your show or not? Yeah. You had a chance to put the belt on Danielson, and then you knew CM Punk was coming through.
Yeah,
you knew Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, and even if you could say, oh, they shot their load too quick or whatever. At least they did it. Now it's not gonna happen. Maybe it probably won't. You never know.
This would have been the chance, and it has been a chance to rectify, especially to fix your company image already by putting a yeah.
Man, Bryan Moxley is starting to look like AEW's version of John Cena winning the title every time.
It's a John thing.
definitely. If your name is John, you're destined for success. That's what it is.
So I don't know. So hot take time. What you got?
Man, you go first. I don't think I have a hot take right now. I'm gonna have to come up with something on the fly.
As I said, well, I gave multiple hot takes today. All right, so I'm just going to recap them. Again, Anthony Bowens is going to be the first openly gay world champion in AEW, hands down. Also, I think Karrion Kross and Bray Wyatt will be in a group of some sort. If there are other members, maybe or not, but I think that's the whole connection with the rabbit thing. I'm trying to think if there's any other big hot takes that I have. And then maybe, okay. Sasha Banks and Bayley will return at Survivor Series. Yes.
Okay, here's
one. Sasha Banks and Naomi. I'm sorry.
Here's one. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I have Jey Uso and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania.
Ooh.
I don't know what that means for the bloodline. I just know Sami Zayn versus Jey Uso. Main event Jey Uso. Now, at this time, when that happens, the Usos will not be tag team champions. And Roman still will be champ. But that's Sammy and Jay, you can already see it. Like you can already see it.
Now, could it be a situation?
I don't know if they can stretch this out to WrestleMania. Yeah. But
I feel like you could, but I still think the end game is going to be Sammy and Kevin versus the Usos.
It could be that
for them tag team titles. Like I still feel like that's going to be where we're headed to. But yeah, maybe
they could do that.
Maybe.
Let's see. Do I have another one? What am I just randomly thinking? I don't have one right now. I didn't come in here prepared with a hot take.
It's okay. It's okay.
I really
well, of course, you know where to find us. If you like what you hear, you know where to find us.
There it is. Look, for those watching, you see the banner. If you can't see the banner because you're listening, you can find the show on YouTube. Well, look, first off, Trini, when I clap my hands, that doesn't mean you jump to me. Okay? Don't jump.
She's like, oh, we're playing.
Right, exactly. So on YouTube, Smash the Mat Podcast, you can rewatch the live streams, all that good stuff. On Facebook, we're on Smash the Mat. Twitter, at Smash the Mat Pod, P-O-D. Instagram, Smash the Mat Podcast. And if you're hungry, then you know that you got to go.
Woo wings! Yeah! Woo woo! Wings! Legendary flavors! World Championship wings! Woo! Woo wings! Yeah! Woo!
Yes.
Woo wings.
Brian said his hot take, Logan and Roman will have a match. That's not a hot take.
That's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to happen. That's guaranteed.
It's going to happen.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So,
Ooh,
man, with all that great stuff happening, this is what, episode 104.
Yep.
Episode number 104. Now, look, we don't technically have the total count of shows that we have. What's this comment? Woo wings, yes, sir.
Woo wings, yeah. Woo wings.
And look, when you get that woo wings, you gotta you finish that off with a hit of that Ric Flair drip.
Oh yeah,
gotta hit that Ric Flair drip with that.
Go woo on a bitch. Yeah.
So I was saying, like, we don't have the official number of shows. I forgot when I started it. But one thing I can definitely tell you about these shows, and